Welcome to Digital Marketing for Contractors, a podcast for home improvement contractors to help you crush your lead goals and take your business to the next level. Join us each episode as we give you powerful insights and practical tips on the best digital marketing strategies to help you grow your home improvement business. Let's get started.
Hello, and welcome to Digital Marketing for Contractors, hosted by Fat Cat Strategies. We are a full-service digital marketing agency based in Raleigh, North Carolina. We specialize in driving leads, sales, and growth for home improvement contractors through digital marketing. My name is Janet, and I am the founder and managing partner, and today I'm so happy to welcome back Caitlyn Noble. Why are we welcoming her back?
What's up?
Because she is a new mother.
Yes.
Tell us your baby's name.
So, hey, I'm Caitlyn. Thank you guys for listening. And I am the head of client services. I'll talk about my baby in just 1 second.
Okay.
I am a new mother, and his name is John Wheeler, and he is 4 months old today and just the light of our lives. So
Caitlyn took a little while off.
Yes.
She's back in the office. Everyone is overjoyed to have her back in the office, and she's also back on the podcast.
Yeah, so happy to be back. Thank you. We have so many good topics ahead to coach you guys through.
So today, what I'm going to talk to Caitlyn about, and you listeners are going to learn about, is something called Google Trends. So what is Google Trends?
This is an awesome tool.
It is an awesome tool. For all the nerds out there, it's a lot of fun.
And it's free.
It is totally free. Yes. All free, Free, free. So Google Trends, what is it? Google Trends is a free tool that you can access by simply going to Google Trends or search the word Google Trends.
Could you search on Google for Google Trends?
You could search on Google for the word Google Trends, and you're going to land at an interface. And what that interface is going to do is it's going to allow you to put in different search terms and different parameters and see patterns over time of how many people search on those terms. And that's something that we call search volume. So, for example, I'm just going to make something up. Best way to hang Christmas lights.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to guess nobody searches for that in July.
That's smart.
But I bet you the search volume spikes up
End of November.
Probably right after Halloween. My neighborhood has gone nuts. They're already putting like some decorations up. And we're recording this on October the 15th.
Yep.
2024. So my silly little example is something like searching on
Installing Christmas
lights. That is going to be a seasonal search term. I've actually never looked at this on Google Trends, but if you looked it up, I bet you'd see a pretty little line graph with a bump around the holidays, November and December, and then it's probably going to fall off a cliff in January because nobody's interested in installing Christmas lights. So what does that mean to you guys?
Right.
You're riding around, listening to this podcast. You are the owner or manager or sales director of a contracting company, and you sell and install things like roofing, siding, windows, gutters, one-day baths. You can use this tool, Google Trends, to look at longer periods of time and see the actual search volume, both nationwide, and you can narrow it down to a state to see like seasonality. Caitlyn, I know that your clients talk to you a lot about seasonality.
Oh my gosh, yes. It's so important let me back up. I know y'all know when windows are going to sell better. I know you know when siding is going to sell better. But I think where you can use this information and like step back is not only to think about hiring, but also like how are you going to plan ahead? So if you know that you're going to have a big spring all about siding, how are you talking to your marketing team, your marketing agency about making sure you're going to rank and show up when people start typing in Google and searching on
siding replacement?
Exactly. So that's something I'm constantly talking to clients about is just seasonality and being aware of when you need to have content ready to go with plenty of time for Google to pick that up.
So, when we talk to clients, I end up in conversations a lot. I do all the sales for Fat Cat. You guys are smart. you listeners, you are running sophisticated businesses, but I think sometimes you get tangled up and tripped up in the technical details of search engine marketing. So I'm going to translate it to something offline. Let's say you're running a restaurant and you know that Sunday brunch, you have a huge rush. So you plan for it. You plan in all kinds of ways. You order enough material, you ordered enough food, you staff the kitchen, you staff the front of the house, you staff the back of the house because there is that rush. Search volume is the same thing. It's a rush of people searching on specific terms at specific times. So, Caitlyn, you were talking about planning. If you're looking at planning and you're looking at how you spend your marketing dollars and where you put your energy, if you're putting your effort and energy towards search terms that have a really low seasonal search volume during a particular month, just adjust your expectations about what you're going to get.
I agree. I like that. And I think what's a good place to, talk to your agency or your marketing team is, hey, we may need some windows. We may need window leads, but you just have to think through, is there a way we can go after a product that we also sell that is getting a lot more searches? And this is a great tool to reference. So, I kind of am talking in circles a little bit, but I just wanted to be clear, it's a tool with historical trending data that helps you and should help your team have a realistic picture of knowing when you should start to go after
which campaigns to target during which seasons.
Yeah, exactly. So first one back, I'm a little rusty. I'm picking back up on it, but hang with me.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
No, I want to speak though to that. Real quick, Janet just mentioned that it's the middle of October. And I think a really good example is there was a horrible hurricane that went through the western part of our state. And I guarantee if you were to look in North Carolina on search trends, you would see roof replacement, roof repair as something that spiked. And that would not be maybe a normal spike during this part of the time of the year. But that's also another thing to just keep in mind is there's just going to be...
That is an excellent point. And, when we were talking about recording this episode and sort of reviewing, our notes and thoughts on it, one of the things that we talked about is how in digital marketing, you need to look at a big enough window of time to see trends.
Yes.
And so we have some reports internally where we look at the last 5 years of search data. So your example is fantastic. Yeah. Roofing. I just happened to do this last week for a client. Yeah. Looked at 5 years of data. So we're sitting in 2024. That's going to go all the way back to 2019. That's going to give us a period of time that includes the pandemic lockdown.
Yeah.
Now that was an anomaly that you could say those aren't quote unquote normal years for people's buying patterns, their search patterns, how they use the internet. But if you look at a 5-year window, that includes going all the way back to 2019. So I just did this for roof installation and roof repair. I think were the two keywords. And what we see year over year, 5 years of data, the search volume, that means the number of people searching on those two terms, roof repair and roof installation. Starting in January, it's pretty low. It starts to pick up and gain steam in the spring. There's a little peak in May, then a little dip in June, then the highest peak in July and August. It starts to taper in September and then goes way down in October and November. So for whatever reason, people who use the internet just don't search on roof repair and roof replacement in November and December as much as they do in July and August. So to your point about the big hurricane that we just had, Hurricane Helene came up through the Gulf of Mexico, hit Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, went all the way up to Virginia. Terrible, horrific, catastrophic destruction. If we set aside that horrible event for a second and only look at it from a digital perspective, at some point Google Trends might pick up on search volume spiking as a result of that event, but that is like an anomaly. It's not a normal part of the pattern. And what we are saying to you, the listener,
Yes.
is to look at a large enough window of data that when you are meeting with your agency or your internal team, you are allocating resources and adjusting your strategy based on the seasons.
Mm-hmm. I think so. A lot of that's planning, like you said. I think a point that we haven't made yet is, we're talking SEO and so forth. What about ad spend and how you need to use this data? You're like, okay, I've got this PPC budget. I need to make sure I'm spending it in the best way possible. Google Trends is the perfect place to reference and almost, I was going to say secure, but like confirm that if you want to spend a certain amount of money in this month because roofing's going to be at its peak, go ahead and put that money aside and know that you're going to probably get your most bang for your buck for that, and you're not going to just be spending money to spend money, even though nobody's going to be searching on a certain service at a certain time.
Yeah, so if you were to chart, I guess what I'm hearing you say is if the people listening were imagining like charting and budgeting and then making a graph of it, your spending for PPC targeted to those search terms could kind of follow the same trend lines as these Google Trend reports.
Yes, absolutely.
So if you like, let's stick with roofing. Let's say July and August have the highest search volume for roofing.
Right.
If for whatever reason, Mr. Roofer, who's listening to me, if you have not allocated enough budget during those 2 high search volume months, you're robbing yourself of the opportunity to convert more roofing leads during the high season. And then if you quote unquote, and I'm looking at Caitlyn and I'm doing the air quotes, if you're trying to make up for that in November and December and you're running ads for roof replacement, there just aren't that many people searching on it.
Right.
So that means there's not going to be that many people clicking on it.
Right.
And that means there's not going to be that many people calling you or filling out a form. Mm-hmm. So you have to have search volume before you can have conversions, before you can have leads, before you can have sales.
I think that goes back to what you were saying, that if you are aware that people may not be searching for your service at that time, this is all about digital marketing and what we do for our home improvement clients, but we also offer other services that are offline, and you should be thinking about those services as well. So, to kind of pull that all back together, it may not be hypothetically your roofing season right now. You need roofing leads. What else can you be doing to go ahead and prep for that?
So what would you recommend?
Oh my gosh. We have done a really good job, and you guys probably get these in your mail. I don't get a lot of mail anymore. Jen and I were just talking. We're like,
no, I used to get a mailbox chock full of stuff.
I know. And it's political season, so I don't count that. But
yeah, I don't even get that much political direct mail. So it's kind of weird that direct mail is kind of picking up steam again.
Yeah. So direct mail, I think all forms, it could look like a letter. Like, ooh, what is this? Is this a check? What is this is interesting. This is from the owner. I've seen forms of direct mail that look like a receipt. Maybe that's just like a hard copy postcard. Just to remind and touch that somebody maybe could even put on their refrigerator. That's exactly. And come back and let you keep top of mind. So that's a good,
So I guess what I'm hearing you say is if search volume is going to dip, you as the business owner, your need for leads doesn't dip.
No.
You've still got the same amount of staff unless you've got seasonal staff. You still have your business goals. So, if you know that the online channel of leads is going to change, how can you supplement that? Caitlyn, you mentioned direct mail. Email marketing is another.
Huge.
But email, I always like to caution, email is not a lead generation tool. No. It's a lead nurturing tool. Right. But it's an opportunity. If you've got that database and search volumes down, maybe you can incentivize some of those folks in your CRM with an offer.
I would even go as far as to say, like, if you do multiple services at your company, like, hey, this person may have already done siding with you guys in the spring. Let's just shoot them a reminder to let them know that you're offering
gutters.
Yeah, you're offering a gutter discount right now with a roof installation. Like something along those lines that just people may not be searching it. It may not be top of mind, but you have ways to keep it top of mind that don't come from
search.
A PPC ad.
or SEO.
Yeah.
Right.
There we go.
Yeah.
She back.
We brought it all around. Yeah. So if we just like keep with the email marketing train of thought for a second. So search volume for your primary service is down seasonally, whatever you're selling. Let's just say you've looked at this Google trend line and you see it's tough to sell XYZ in March.
Yep.
That's when you could roll out a referral offer.
I love that.
To your email database. We had a client years ago that did a lot of television advertising, and he would legitimately go on TV during the slow season and look dead in the camera and say, make our slow time your best time. And so you could overtly use those messages in direct mail on your website. I mean, it's not that search traffic goes to zero.
Right.
It just dips a little. And the point of this whole episode is use a tool like Google Trends to predict what's going to happen online. What is the interest volume in the thing that you sell? You know, how often are people searching on it? And then adapt as needed and add new tactics, add offline tactics, adjust your budgets based on these search volume trends.
It's a planning tool. Use it to plan for marketing, if not other things in your company. That's our biggest piece of advice. And don't look at just last year. Look at 5 years. You've got that data.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. What are some other things that we could tell folks about Google Trends that are kind of cool and interesting?
The geographical insights I love. I mean, I know we briefly touched on that, but you might, you can go and just type in James Hardie siding into Google Trends, and it'll tell you the state of Oregon is just searching on James Hardie siding more than
another state.
It's things like that. That's really cool. So,
yeah. So geography. The other thing you can do is it will show you. You mentioned like James Hardie siding. Mm-hmm. It will show you other relevant terms or related terms.
Yes.
So that could give you a springboard and show you, okay, well, you may have a very narrow focus, and you know you want to sell James Hardie siding, but what if people aren't actually searching on that term, but they're searching on things like siding replacement or LP alternatives or
board and batten. They might not know like that James Hardie
sells board and batten,
but you know that it looks like it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so I'm so glad you brought that up, because we also, as we know seasonality and we know what products are the most popular, what services are the most popular, we tend to forget that the average person just may not know what they're searching on. And I think Google Trends is a free tool to tell you, hey, knucklehead, somebody might not be typing in James Hardie siding. They may be typing in
vinyl replacement.
Yes.
Or
fiber cement.
Or they could be saying, you like, upgrade the look of my house.
Exactly. And Google Trends will
show you.
Yeah, I love it.
So I guess another part of this whole thought with using Google Trends is to play with the tool and challenge yourself. Are you, listener, using phrases and industry terminology that homeowners don't use? Because if you're pushing your marketing company to optimize for a specific technical term, but ain't nobody ever searching on it, you're not going to win.
No, this is we've got our computers open and we're talking, like looking, to make sure we're following an outline, and it's just amazing. I mean, you can type in and you're looking at interest over time on just siding replacement and where it peaks and where it falls. Wyoming, for some reason, really popular for siding replacement. I'm looking at Janet like, do they manufacture siding?
You're looking at me. I don't live in Wyoming. I'm in North Carolina. And my house is brick. The only thing I know about Wyoming is it's near Yellowstone.
Free tool. It's really, y'all are busy. We know you're busy, but it is a free, fun tool. I would check it out.
I challenge you this Sunday when you're drinking coffee and you're sitting at home on your couch, before you get into anything else, just open up your laptop, go to Google Trends, and play with the tool. Yeah. It's fun.
Or on your phone.
Or your tablet.
And let us know.
Yeah. And if you have any questions, if you want another opinion on what's going on with your digital marketing, and you want to talk to a talented group of skilled people That would be us. Call Fat Cat. We'd love to talk to you about your digital marketing, and we love talking to home improvement contractors about generating qualified leads. Give us a call or visit us online at fatcatstrategies.com, and we hope you join us for another episode of Digital Marketing for Contractors. Thanks so much.
Thanks, y'all.
Digital Marketing for Contractors is created by Fat Cat Strategies. For more information, visit fatcatstrategies.com.